Hello everybody in grade 3 and welcome back to your third masterclass. This is going to be a really quick one because I feel as though that you guys don't need too much guidance for the next part of your fairy tale. Today we're going to be flipping our planner over and we're going to be focusing on setting. So where's our fairy tale going to take place? And as always, detail is important. It's essential and it's the way that your story is going to have a lot of interest for your reader. Hey, Madam Seika, where do you think so? What's an appropriate location or setting for a fairy tale? Give me 5.
A castle.
Yep.
A forest.
Yep.
A supermarket.
Nope. Not a supermarket. Why do you think that wouldn't work, Madam Seika?
Maybe because a fairy tale is set in a different time.
Yep, totally. It's definitely set in a time where we wouldn't have a supermarket. So I want 3 more.
The woods.
Woods.
An island.
An island. Perhaps like a faraway land. Can I change that to a faraway land? I was thinking like a village or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And a village.
Is that 5?
Okay. That is 5. So you have said castle, forest, woods, faraway land and village. Out of those ones, so currently I have my character King George, and the moral of our story that we decided on last week was not to judge a book by its cover. So which setting do you think would be appropriate for my story out of the ones that you've chosen?
The woods.
The woods. Okay, everybody, so now that we've decided that our story is going to take place in the woods, I'm going to do a mini little brainstorm on my sheet of paper that I've got in front of me. So I've selected woods, as you can see. In this column here, I'm going to write down maybe 10 words that I could use to describe my woods when I use it in the story. Okay, everybody, so I've written my list here. These are some of the words that I associate with the setting or the picture that I have in my mind of the setting. So I've done enchanting, mysterious, green, magical, dark, complicated, because I kind of think that it might be a bit of a maze, gloomy, enticing. So enticing, it's a bit of a strange word. You guys may not have come across that before, but what that means is it kind of draws you in. It's very inviting. It's a place that you want to go and see. And then the last one is secretive. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick 3 or 4 words that I'm going to use in my opening sentence for how I describe the setting to the reader. So I've circled mysterious, dark, and secretive. Okay, so now that you've decided on the adjectives you want to use, you need to use them in a sentence. So, just to remind you, I had mysterious, dark, and secretive. So my sentence could be, okay, I've created my sentence. So what it says is, and it's a little unclear on here, and I had to edit it a little bit, so I'm just going to read it out loud. It says, once upon a time, in a dark and mysterious woods, there lived a king called George. Now, this is an amazing opening sentence because rather than it saying, once upon a time in a woods there was a king, it creates a picture in the reader's head. So by including all of these extra adjectives, I feel as though that I can really picture the scene or the setting of this story. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw the picture that I can see in my head, and hopefully it's something similar to yours. Now, this picture is definitely not perfect, but what I've done is I've just drawn a little picture down here, hopefully you can see, of King George and going into a forest. On your planner, you guys are going to have to follow very similar steps to this. The whole top section, which Miss Lockwood will show you now, or I will show you now. Okay, so have a look at me sitting there, or Miss Lockwood sitting there, or wherever they're sitting, and have a look at where they're pointing. That whole top section is what we're working on today. Okay, and that has, turn back to me now, face me, sit on your bottoms, please. Brandon, are you sitting on your bottom? Thank you. The whole idea is that we're going to get a really good understanding of where your story is going to be set. So Miss Lockwood will agree with me. You need to make sure that you are picking a setting that fits both your character and your moral, okay? So another setting that I could have picked was a castle. He's a king, that makes sense. But the woods also make sense, okay? Please take your time. Write everything in as much detail as you can. And if you're struggling a little bit and you can't quite figure out how to do it, grab a piece of paper and do exactly what I've done on here, then write it on your plan. Okay? That's all from me. I'm not going to say anything else, I promise. Take a seat. Face whoever is teaching you, me or the wonderful Miss Lockwood, and let's just get started on our fairy tales. This is the exciting part. We get to figure out where our story is actually going to happen. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.